Good morning, AFDA students. We are going to review the probabilities that we learned in day one with this warm-up. You should try the warm-up before watching the video, so if you haven't tried it yet, pause the video and try the warm-up. Okay, in the first problem, you are rolling a die 2 times, and you want the probability that both numbers are 5. So what you need to do is find the probability that the first number is 5, and there's 1 5 on the die out of 6 sides altogether. So your probability is 1 in 6. For the second roll, you have the same probability. There's 1 side that's a 5 out of 6 sides altogether. And then to find the probability of both numbers being 5, you multiply these probabilities together. So you're going to get 1 out of 36. So sometimes probabilities are expressed as simplified fractions, or sometimes they divide the fractions to get a decimal. So if we divide this one, we would get 0.028. In the next problem, we're rolling a die 2 times, and we want the probability that you roll an even number, and then you roll a 1. So remember, even numbers are 2, 4, and 6. So there are 3 even numbers on the die out of 6 sides altogether. On the second time, you roll a 1, so there's only 1 1 out of 6 sides altogether. So we're going to multiply these, and we get 3 out of 36. If you want your answer to be a fraction, you have to simplify it, and the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator is 3. So to simplify it, I'm going to divide them both by 3. And my simplified fraction is 1/12. Or if you want a decimal, you can divide the 1 by the 12, and you get 0.083. In problem 3, you roll a die 2 times, and you want the probability that you get even then odd, or odd then even. When you have 2 different possibilities like that, you can add those 2 probabilities together. So first, even then odd. There are 3 evens out of 6, and there are 3 odds out of 6. In the second case, odd then even, 3 odds, and there's 3 evens. So let's multiply first. I have 9 over 36 plus 9 over 36. Remember, to add 2 fractions, you need a common denominator, which we have, and then you add your numerators. So I get 18, and you keep your common denominator. To simplify this fraction, I'm going to divide the numerator and denominator by 18, so I get 1/2. Or if I wanted a decimal, it would be 0.5. Okay, the last one is about this bag of marbles. If I randomly choose 3 marbles, what is the probability that all 3 are black marbles? So what I should tell you is that I'm choosing these without replacement. And that means when I take the marble out, then it's gone. So the first one, I want the chance the first marble is black. There are 4 black marbles out of 10 marbles altogether. So then after I take 1 black marble out, my chances for the next one are 3 black marbles out of 9 marbles altogether. So then I take another black marble out, and for the last one I had 2 black marbles out of 8 marbles altogether. So I need to multiply these. 4 times 3 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24, and 10 times 9 is 90, 90 times 8 is 720. So to simplify that fraction, they have a common factor of 24. So I could get 1/30, or if I divide it, I can get 0.033. Okay, so that's your warm-up. And then our lesson today is doing probabilities with Venn diagrams. So we're going to work on the next page. The third page is something that we have to do in class because you need to know from your classmates how many use the different social media. There are 30 students in the library after school. 11 of the students just had English homework. 4 of the students just had math homework. 9 students had both English and math. And 6 students had neither English nor math. So we're going to draw a Venn diagram. The Venn diagram is going to start with a rectangle. That is the universal set. In this case, the universal set is all 30 students. Then we need 2 circles that overlap. One of the circles is E for English, and one of the circles is M for math. Okay, 11 of the students had just English homework. 4 of the students had just math homework. 9 students had both English and math. And 6 students had neither English nor math homework, so they're out here. So we're going to do some probabilities. This means the probability that a student has math homework. So we need to find out how many students have math homework. Those would be in this circle. So we have to add the 4 and the 9, and we get 13 students have math homework. Out of all of the students, if you add them up, you should get 30, which is what they told us here, 30 students. You can also get that as a decimal. So if you divide that, you should get 0.43. For number 3, we're finding the probability that a student has English homework. So we're looking at how many students have English homework, which are in the circle here. 11 plus 9. 20 students have English homework out of all 30 students. Now that will simplify to the fraction 2/3, or if you divide them, you should get the decimal 0.67. This means and. So this is the probability that you have both English homework and math homework. So you have to have both of them, so you're in here with 9. So 9 students have both kinds of homework out of 30 altogether. To simplify that, you're going to divide by their common factor 3, and you'll get 3/10. Or if you divide, you'll get 0.3. This symbol means or. It means the probability that you have English homework or math homework or both homeworks. So English homework or math homework or both homeworks. So we have to add up all of these numbers. We get 24 out of all 30 students. And you can divide that by their common factor of 6 to get 4/5. So your chance is 4 out of 5 that you have either English or math or both homeworks. And then if you divide that one, you should get 0.8. This symbol right here means not. This is the probability that you do not have math homework. So let's look and see. We want everything except for math homework. So we need to add the 11 and the 6. We get 17 out of 30. If you divide that one, you should get 0.57. This is the probability that you do not have English homework. So we want everything outside of the English circle. So we need to add the 4 and the 6. We get 10 out of 30, which simplifies to 1/3, or 0.33. All right, the last two are a little bit confusing. This means the probability that you have math homework given that you have English homework. So you know you have English homework. If we know you have English homework, we're only looking at the circle for English that has this little piece over here. So we had 11 here and we had 9 here. So the ones that had math homework were the 9 in the middle, out of all the students who had English homework, which is 20. And if you divide that, you'll get 0.45. So try the next one without watching the video, the probability that you have English homework given that you have math homework. So hopefully you already tried that. You're looking at the homework, the math homework circle, and it looks like this. So the students in this circle who have English homework are the 9, given that you have math homework. So all of the students who have math homework are 13. And then if you divide that, you'll get 0.69. Okay, so that is the end of this lesson. After this one, I would like you to try your math space assignments.